Let's look at loops in JavaScript, starting with the while loop. So this is all focused on while loops, and there's also a related structure called a do-while loop. So those are the commands we're going to look at. So what is a loop? If you've done any programming before, you'll know a loop simply repeats some code again and again. And we're going to look at two of those ways of doing that in JavaScript. So the first one is while, and this is the structure. And you have some code, and then around that you have a while something is true, do that code. So this particular structure, it will check if this is true, whatever this is some JavaScript code perhaps, or maybe a variable, something like that. When this is giving a result, then we will do this code. When this code is finished, then it will come back up the top and it will check again. Is this true? If it is, it will do it again, back up the top, check. Is it true? Okay, do something again. Is it true? Do it again. And we have a loop pattern. That loop pattern will be executed again and again as long as that is true. However, it's possible this particular pattern never gets executed. If that is not true, then it won't do this code, not even once. All right, we call it the word iteration when we do a loop. We'll come back to that. Now, in the next example, we use index of. So I'll just quickly remind ourselves or explain what index of is. And index of is giving you the location of something. So you have some text, a string as we call it in programming, and then inside that text, tell me the position of whatever you're searching for. So let's do an example here. There's some text, the cat's hat was wet. And then let's do searching using index of. Search for AT, the letters AT. So it will go through this and it says, there is the first AT. It doesn't do the other ATs, it just does the first one. That will give us a number, and then you can use the number. Here, it will give us the number 5, okay? Because AT starts from position 5. This is not really related to loops, but we use it in this example just to help us understand. So we have a loop here, and let's run it just to show the idea. So here's the example. It shows you a statement. Rossiter is a great name. And so you can say, oh, okay, yes, great. And then it asks you, do you agree? So you can give your response, type it in. Do you agree? So you could say, for example, no, I don't agree. And then you enter that and it comes back and it shows you the message prompt again. Do you agree? And you could say whatever you like, perhaps no way, whatever, and press enter. And it keeps giving you a chance to get the correct answer. So you could do whatever you like, no, 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 and you could even say, perhaps, something like that. And it's not happy with any of those answers. It's looking for something where the first letter is a Y. So eventually you kind of give up, and you could do lots of different answers. They won't trigger stopping the loop. We are stuck in the loop. And the way to stop our loop is to do something like yes, or yes, 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 or yeah, or whatever you like. Anything which has the first letter as a Y, or even just do the letter Y. So let's type in yes, press enter, and it has broken the loop. It has stopped the loop. The loop checking is now true. It's not doing any more loop. Let's go back to our presentation. Okay, so that was a demonstration of our little program here, simple loop. And to do that, we built a little variable called finished. That is a Boolean variable, so it has true or false. And we start it with false. We have not yet finished our loop. And then our while statement said, while we have not finished. Remember that exclamation mark? It means the opposite, right? Not. While we have not finished, do this. And then finish the loop, come back up the top. Have we not finished? Do it again. Have we not finished? Do it again. Now, when do we change the value of finished? We change the value of finished in the loop, and we get some input from someone, and we store it in a variable, and then we check, is the very first letter the letter Y? Okay, if the first letter, position 0, of y is there in what the person types, then the finished variable is changed to true. Now that means the next loop, when we do the checking, it won't do any of this code. So when you type yes or yeah or yep or something like that, finish becomes true. Back up here, the next check, then it will not do this. All right, so that's our first example of a while loop. And so some examples we just played with. Ross is a great name. Do you agree? I do not. That will not stop the loop. Do you agree? No, that will not stop the loop. Do you agree? Yeah. Okay, that would stop the loop. All right, second type we're going to look at is do while. Very, very similar, right? It's the same word, while, but now we put do at the top. So it will do whatever is inside those braces. It will do that code. First, it will do it once, and then it will check, is something true? This part's like the same. The difference is here, it's guaranteed to do this once, and then it does the check. That's different from the previous one. The previous one, maybe it never does anything because it does the check first. This one is different. It does something, and then it does the check. Okay, so it's a little bit different, kind of an upside down version of a while loop. So what I did here was I just took that previous example, it behaves the same, and I just change it so it's a do while loop instead of a while loop. All right, so that means it will certainly execute whatever is in the loop, and then it will do the check. And that makes sense. That's totally okay for this example. Roster is a great name, and then ask them what do they think. So we want to ask them at least once. So it makes a lot of sense to use a do while loop, which forces that to be executed at least once. It's a suitable approach. All right, so that's the end of our discussion on while and do while in JavaScript.